Take a moment to dial in your Wayback Machine to August 18th, 2012. At about 8:45, our day starts with westbound manifest 17G. We're situated at the east end of Lucknow Road in Harrisburg, waiting for the first run of a collaborative effort between Norfolk Southern and the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society. Throughout 2012, NS operated special employee appreciation trains pointed by the star of our show, New York, Chicago, and St. Louis Class S2 number 765. Today and tomorrow, the 284 is to head back and forth between Harrisburg and Enola, trailed by none other than NS 8100 wearing a fresh commemorative coat of nickel plate road paint. Even without the historical significance of a steam locomotive making its first appearance in Harrisburg since the 80s, footage from this weekend offers us a glimpse of the past in other ways. For example, the last two locomotives on this routine manifest no longer exist as we see them here. Dash 9 number 8873 is now AC44 number 4080, and SD60 number 6639 now bears an E at the end of its classification, a crescent cab, and the number 6981. The crew on GP40-2 number 3032 is tasked with a special duty today. The general purpose of this roving Jeep is to keep watch and make sure rail fans maintain a respectful distance from the rails. Put more bluntly, they're on phone patrol. On an unrelated note, I do apologize for some of the camera work in this video, as I was 9 years old at the time of filming. At a little after 9, the hiss of high-pressure steam erupting from the 765 safety valve can be heard in the distance. The sound builds to an almost preposterous extent before the Burt comes into frame for the first pass of the weekend. This video is meant not only to cover the 765, but also a slice of contemporary freight operations from over a decade ago. If you're only looking for shots of the steamer, I've included timestamps in the description, as well as chapters in this video that you can navigate through. The next train to pass us is eastbound intermodal 20K, pointed by 3-9s, the first two of which are AC44s as of 2023.
Amtrak switches there, yeah. These are a couple of around the Y. Through the Y and hook to the other end and bring it. My dad has over 50 years of railroad philosophy. I didn't want to This spot, like I said, this spot was the first place my dad wanted to go. Because Penn Central, we're used to black and white. We saw bright blue. We're like, whoa, what's going on? My dad was joking about before he could get away with just using black and white film because Penn Central was black.
At 10:15, the Big Bird passes us again on its way back to Enola Yard, this time with some whistle, an escort by the phone patrol, and some banter on the radio.
Turn extra image stabilization on you.
Yeah, roger that. I'll spend my Saturday sitting there waiting, taking pictures. Best believe I have a cooler in my trunk though. Man, roger that.
Oh, that's all right. There's what, 13 cars on there? Count them, I don't know if I love that shuffle.
Yeah, shame it's not uphill here.
It's in here.
Oh, it was loud.
Yeah, you know what he's doing, don't you? He's patrolling.
Is that what they're doing?
Oh, that's a switcher.
Yeah, but he's up here just checking to make sure everybody's back off the rails.
In a pleasant surprise, Office Car Special 956 comes into frame after a staged meet with the 765 on the Rockville Bridge. This attractively painted ABBA set would later be renumbered to make way for AC-44 rebuilds, and ultimately would wind up off of Norfolk Southern's roster entirely before 2020. The 4270 and 4275, now just 270 and 275 respectively, went to the Reading Blue Mountain and Northern. The now 271 and 276 went to the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western. In lieu of these dashing F units, the NS now uses two SD60Es specially geared for 79 mile per hour operation for the OCS.
Okay. I do have one
pictures anybody wants because they'll be taking all day.
Look at that. That's
There
it.
might be some on that one.
That's the observation one at the end.
I missed the first round. I jumped up and running around trying to. Okay. So they're coming in batches.
Well, they have a special with the steam engine. It's running 3 times today.
Oh, yeah, that's that beautiful sound I heard.
This was just an added bonus. We didn't know they were going to bring the special down.
Down from where? Where's
Altoona.
Is that where they keep it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. They keep it ours. You can walk over the ridge.
Roughly 5 minutes later, Manifest 34A makes its way past, with a lash up of 5 locomotives, only 2 of which exist in the same form today.
Well, we got to stop and get a battery for that car to come.
30. What do you say? 33A? 34A.
That won't start.
Well,
We did that yesterday. Today it won't run.
Pennsylvania Railroad steam engine.
just a little smaller.
You know, I have a piece of up by his look at his great grandfather's out on the tracks. He got a kid with a steam engine. Looks like a meteorite, but it's a big thing. I showed it to him the one day. I said, look at this. He said, what's that? I said, that's out of a steam engine.
Coal that won't burn.
What do they remember what they call those? No. Go ask Grandpa, see. Okay. Yesterday we were there Grandpa's week. And so he videotaped the Amtrak and the one guy was here from NS. And it was funny because then he had a heritage helper on the back of his NS. You were at China. You walked in. engine number says 2000 on it, but we could change the engine number. But it was the old wide 5 in the Brunswick green. And it was, I was like, I just go through and I
Next up is westbound intermodal 21E, pointed by standard cab SD70 number 2538. It and Dash 9 number 9300 in the second locomotive position have both been rebuilt with new cabs and AC traction, now numbered 1826 and 4467 respectively. The 2538 and many other SD70s had leaky horn valves, leading to one of the more interesting sounds a K5LA can make.
he's back there. By before the other one comes out.
Oh.
It's going to be right there. He's going to be close. There's one coming. There's one in the other rail coming this way. Right there, if you just keep going a little bit further.
Go back a lot, so.
From behind the now stopped 21E, eastbound manifest 14G makes its way through the yard. This locomotive consist has the distinction of being the first of the day that cannot be seen at all in the present. Dash 9 9446 is now C6M number 4755, freshly completed as of this past September. 4 years prior, the 9076 became 4236, and from what I can find, Dash 8 number 8443 has unfortunately met the scrapper's torch after being sold to Progress Rail in 2020.
I didn't see it. Oh, really? This way is not at all. So you can eastbound.
And then
getting close to the edge of it, we're not going to get much closer than here.
yeah, he's got the rail over here but when he was coming this way, it was real nice. You can see him all the way down past the highway bridge. You can see him coming the whole way. And then when he was getting up here, he gave us a whole bunch of whistle coming around.
I think I'll probably wait to get him coming both ways.
Yeah.
And do the last one.
Well, you know what? At Fort Hunter would be a good spot to go down. Fort Hunter is actually trails that go down right along the river. See the bridge. Of course, you'd be on this side of it, though.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
gonna be on the other
going to
side.
be on the downriver side.
21E eventually moves out from in front of us, allowing a clear view of the eastbound Pennsylvanian.
Nope.
Yet another westbound intermodal, 21J, scoots past just before the 765 is due for another pass.
Some of our guys are engineers.
Yeah. There he is. Okay, here he comes.
Here he comes. Here we go.
He's moving pretty good too.
Yeah. He's got a good.
Am I in anybody's way?
Don't go on the track.
Watch out for the universal signal.
Keep your eyes open. Tell him to keep his eyes open.
Gosh, I'm nervous here. I haven't dropped it. I thought I was just gonna.
Hey, don't drop the camera.
Pressure.
Open it
Too much
before
pressure.
you push the button.
Screw you guys are a bunch of deer hunters.
Here he comes. Get ready. Get ready.
I was hoping he was going to be doing a little slower.
He must have slowed down a little because he was moving faster. Here he comes.
Okay, here he comes.
What's cool is that you can get a zoomed in shot. If you go over here, you can get a zoomed in shot.
Oh, of him coming back.
Well, no, like going away.
Oh.
I did that earlier.
After the 765 is through, an eastbound auto rack, possibly 18N, rolls by. Similar to many of the other freights we've seen today, this train is pulled by a now rebuilt Dash 9 and a likely scrap Dash 8. I wish my younger self could hear me right now, reminiscing about wide-nose GEs. As of writing, the oldest Dash 9 yet to be taken in for rebuilding is number 9536, meaning no more Dash 9s with pneumatic bells survive on the roster.
And I hear the whistle. You know, he's wailing on the whistle a couple of times, so I knew it was probably Bob. And he wasn't moving very fast. He was only moving about because he had a restriction. And he comes by.
At 10 after 1, the 765 passes yet again on another run back to Enola.
That he is circling.
See what'll happen is the engine crew will.
Yeah.
believe it or not, you can buy rotors that are made in this country, but they're going to cost you a lot more.
But they'll last a while.
Oh, they're going to last.
For the first time in this footage, we can hear the sound of something much more familiar to yesteryear's Harrisburg. A Pennsylvania Railroad 3-chime whistle is mounted to an auxiliary connection and controlled from the fireman's side. This Lima-built beast has worn all sorts of guest whistles at this position throughout the years, and the crew's choice for today and tomorrow is quite appropriate. As the train passes, we're back to hearing the 765's normal Nathan 6. This whistle was originally worn by the 700, the first Berkshire to be delivered to the nickel plate in 1934. S-Class Berks numbers 700 to 714 also draw the distinction of being built by Alco, as opposed to Lima, who, starting 8 years later, constructed the S1s, S2s, and S3s, numbered between 715 and 779. Back to the whistles, however, we'll hear more of that Pennsy 3 tomorrow.
They had to register, I guess, to be able to run it. They're running 2 tomorrow.
Well, they are.
12 and 3 now. The one guy said, somebody else said 12 and 2. So they'll be coming by tomorrow.
In between the sights and sounds of steam, we're greeted by the short and sweet Pennsylvanian on its way to Points West.
0, 2, no
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, I think too it was.
Yeah, he was. There you go.
The 765 makes one final run past the camera before resting in Enola for the night. After it's through, we'll pick up on the action tomorrow.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's it, folks. Oh, the show's over. Well, she wrote.
Oh, you're
back
gonna
to normal. Yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow.
Same here.
the same for you.
They're not leaving front of Poppy again.
So they're going to track this? Is that
We return trackside at 12:15 on August 19th, just as light engine move HH-10 ducks under the State Street Bridge.
There we go.
Although overcast skies loom overhead, the mood at Harris Tower is remarkably lively, as droves of spectators await the 765 both alongside us at ground level, as well as atop the bridge and photo lines. For Sunday, the 765 started out of Enola for the first time at noon, and will make 2 round trips as opposed to 3. Making good time, it makes its first pass of Harris Tower just before 12:10.
So loud. Really loud.
That might have been part of the car.
They went to New York.
I did.
Less than 5 minutes later, we're greeted by local turn HH12. Today's consist is somewhat comical, with a single GP38 pulling one cylindrical hopper.
Only 2 cars for that one.
It's only one car.
Yeah,
There were a lot
it's
of
a
people.
switcher. They're switching.
We walked quite a way. We walked quite a way to cross. The bridge is really long. It's a soldiers and sailors. You waving?
Actually, I think that's
That one is that loud.
the highest engine number in that class.
Oh, is it? That's cool.
Okay.
This is the highest. It's the highest number. That 5600 rebuild.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the one guy said that the New York Central Heritage Unit's sitting up, waiting to come westbound, but they have it waiting up there.
Next up is Amtrak 42, commonly referred to by its NS symbol
Came through here
04T.
pretty fast. I didn't. He's backing up on the bridge.
As it leaves the NS for its stop in Harrisburg, ultimately using the Amtrak-owned Keystone Corridor to Philly, 42 pleases the crowd with a few toots of the horn.
Backing up. He's going onto the bridge.
By 12:30, the 765 is turned around and on its way back to Enola. Through the sound of its guest whistle alone, the Burke is able to transport some more seasoned onlookers back 60-plus years, simultaneously enrapturing the younger audience.
I said I was a little kid when I saw him coming up there like that.
The 284 puts on a lovely display of stack talk as it slowly accelerates through town, capped off by the lovely Penzie 3-chime once more. About 15 minutes later, NS 929 makes its way past. The 929 at the time was westbound ballast loads operating on an as-needed basis. The last train we see past Harris Tower is a power move of two high-hood Jeeps. The first in line, number 5000, was finished in January of 1972 for predecessor Southern Railway, and also bears the distinction of being the first GP38-2 ever built. It's now preserved in its original Southern colors at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum in Chattanooga. The 5125, also originally built for the Southern, is still on the active roster today. However, it was rebuilt with a low-nose Admiral cab in 2015.
Thank you very much for all the information you shared with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Actually, one actually checked up NYC because he doesn't know where the guy is. The one that went through just the one green car. He said that one was the highest number unit of that series of engines.
5,000 is
The lowest number of that series.
yeah. Take care.
Alright, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Yeah, that hangs out
A short jaunt brings us back to Lucknow Road. The 3032, which we saw yesterday, works a job more typical of an old Jeep, as it builds a consist which will eventually leave Harrisburg, more than likely behind a couple of big GEs.
Buildings and stuff. And then he was right kind of even so the guy looked over at me and he was going like this, and so I went. So he gave us a little bit of whistle going under the State Street Bridge down here.
Yesterday, did you say they had toward the old school going across the bridge?
Yeah, coming across on the first run. I go out, I said, when they get by here, I said, and he proceeded, I said, at least way down off the Rockville Bridge somewhere. Yeah. Here, and far as they went up that way, he was up in the top. I couldn't believe he allowed that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked because that's just wasting no end line. And he says, well, what we heard come over the one of the places we got is that Dan Cumper is which is a NS employee, but he's also a writer and does a lot of railroad shit.
Yeah.
So he was beside Rockville Bridge in a bucket truck.
Yeah, they said he was up in a bucket truck.
Yeah.
Okay, and
They wanted a good shot.
they expected a good shot. So, you know, put on the coals. So they threw coal in to get the black smoke out, which then put them up on the pot.
So much steam.
Because if it's running good, you really don't even see the smoke. It's just clean.
Right. Yeah, especially this one. It's been updated with all the filters and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you don't smell nothing.
Yeah. Well, we were.
Cars put off more sulfur.
When he was going back and chucking at Harris, then I took a picture of the back of his shirt because it was all cinders on it. Cinders and ash from
some kind of a container train, but he'd be coming on this side of that. He should be coming any second now. I don't know, but so that's what I was wondering for a return trip. If I could, you know.
As the switcher tucks back into the yard, we get set for the 765's last eastbound run past the camera.
Well, he's only, okay, I think he's just at Linglestown Road there now, I think. Let's see here, we'll see. He should, there's enough people here, he'll probably blow her here too.
Yeah. Maybe got down inside the train station.
Here he is. Here he comes. He's chugging this time.
Yeah.
Must have a brake reduction. That's the fastest he went from here. Holy shit, that's the fastest he went through here. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's part of it. I guess it's the last one. Yeah.
If you go down to the post office, you'll be able to see him coming down the hill.
Yeah, off the. No, that's where he'd be going up on the hill. The other grade going
Before
out
the 765 graces us for a final time, it's the turn of Amtrak 43, also known as 07T. Since late 2019, barring a brief shortage in the fall of 2022, every Pennsylvanian now sports a Viewliner baggage car up front.
That's like putting a dot at the end of a sentence, you know what I mean?
That one compressor belt or whatever. You can hear the,
Yeah, right.
I love that sound when it kicks in. It's like,
This last run has what is probably my favorite shot of the weekend. Under dramatic skies, the 765 makes a memorable last impression with generous use of that Pennsy 3 chime. Afterwards, we linger for a bit to see some freight action before heading home. First up is a westbound intermodal I would presume to be 21T, although I'm not certain. Note the SD70M-2 in the third locomotive position, which gives its own miniature smoke show as the train exits the yard. As the intermodal continues to creep west, we see a lone SD40-2, which would seem to be today's foam patrol. We close the weekend with a surprise meet between an unidentified eastbound manifest and train 34A en route to Enola. I would like to take a moment to extend my gratitude to you for watching and taking this journey back in time with me. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more like it, and don't hesitate to comment with any feedback you have to offer. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, but until then, I bid you farewell.